Hi everybody, my name is Rob Guillen. I am the Special Programs Coordinator at the American Printing House for the Blind. And I am the coordinator of the InSights art program, which is beautifully displayed here in the Huntington Museum of Art. The InSights art program is an international art competition and exhibit for artists of all ages who happen to be blind. You might be wondering how an artist who is blind is able to create these works of art. A lot of it just has to do with the definition of blindness. While every artist who is displayed in this exhibit has a significant visual impairment, all of them has the passion to create art, and so they are going to use ways that are adapted and accessible in order to create these pieces. They may get a little bit of help, such as color information, but certainly all of the work is created in its entirety by the artist himself. So we are very glad to be able to present this exhibit to you, and we're going to show you a few of the pieces today. This large mixed media artwork is titled White Cane Energy and measures 48 inches tall by 48 inches wide. This enormous canvas is a collaborative creation by the artists at the Miami Lighthouse for the Blind, who chose from a palette of colors and textures to create this work. Colorful shapes follow a strong diagonal movement, emanating from the tip of the artwork's central feature, which is a white cane that's fixed to the surface of the canvas. Covered in a dazzling array of white jewels, the tip of the white cane starts from the upper right corner where the handle is located and ends at the lower left corner of the square canvas. From that point, energy seems to flare from the tip of the white cane in blazing colors and organic forms. Watching over all of this, at the handle end of the white cane, in the upper right-hand corner, the artists paint a single eye. The iris is divided by quadrants of color: blue, lavender, yellow, and red. But the most subtle feature, almost missable but entirely appropriate for the artists who created this work, is that painted on the eyelid is a tiny, realistic green landscape beneath a blue sky, whose central image is the unmistakable depiction of a lighthouse. This particular painting, White Cane Energy, is such a wonderful piece because it really exhibits the collaborative effort of all of the artists, and they were able to choose the palette of colors and have them all work together. The amazing thing is that they did this while in isolation during COVID, so the coordinator, Aaron, at the Miami Lighthouse actually went from house to house to house and had all the artists work on this piece. It is tactile in so many different places, so they've used raised beads and other tactile elements to be able to provide information through the hands for any artists with a visual impairment who needs to be able to explore this piece. This piece is called One New York Night, and it was entered into the InSights art program in 2019 and won a place in the exhibit. It was created by artist Michael Williams, who was a professional artist in Memphis, Tennessee. This artist depicts in a very small palette of colors a scene from a New York night taken from the street. He only uses a few blocks of color to reflect the limited light situation during the evening. The composition of the painting itself is intentionally and slightly tilted towards the left, and the angle of traffic goes up from the lower left-hand corner to the upper right. We see headlights of the traffic that is heading towards us, and we see red brake lights of the cars that are heading away. The artist puts some information regarding the buildings, but it is receding into shadow, so we don't have a lot of information about the buildings in the back. We also have a street sign, more or less in the center of the painting, that is attached to scaffolding, and the sign in green reads 6th Avenue. Another piece I want to show you is this artwork next to me, which is titled Rocking Horse, which was in the contest in 1994 and was created by artist Rick Moore. The reason that this particular piece is important to me is because it was the very first piece that inspired the creation of the InSights art program itself. Staff from the American Printing House for the Blind visited the Kentucky School for the Blind, which happens to be next door to APH. When they saw this piece, which was created by Rick and who had created a whole lot of other artwork in using graphite pencil, they decided to pull together an international art contest for artists who are blind. And so began the InSights art program a year later. This piece was not entered into the contest until 1994, when it entered and was granted a place in the exhibit. This piece uses nothing but graphite pencil to depict a rocking horse, from its candy cane shaped colored mane all the way down to its tail. The artist uses shading to be able to depict form and volume. There is a great deal of detail work in the harnesses. There is a strap that goes under the belly that holds a ornate square saddle, which is located on the back. One of the things that Rick does, and does so well, is to provide a sense of looking at the piece without anything in the background. So the background is completely empty of any shape and form, and your eye and attention is drawn immediately to the artwork itself. The pieces in this case are part of the craft category of the InSights art program for adults who enter the competition. If you do a craft such as woodworking or beadwork or felting, knitting, or anything that is considered to you a craft, you can enter those pieces into the InSights art competition. The piece that I want to talk about is this beautiful bowl that was created by Alan Shrubchenko, an artist from Sellersburg, Indiana. The piece is titled Wood Study 1 and was entered into the 2020 InSights art competition last year. This bowl measures 18 inches in diameter by 4 inches high. Hundreds of tiny hand-cut pieces of wood, about the size of small sugar cubes, are stacked in concentric circles. Each circle of cubes is a little bit larger in diameter than the one below, and the artist continues to stack these cubes until he reaches about 18 inches in diameter at the top of the bowl. He actually needs to measure all of these pieces in order for the spaces between the cubes to be uniform. And I like to say that this artwork really makes mathematicians like Alan Shrubchenko sweat with a lot of pressure, because it is a very difficult bowl to make. Once all of the cubes are stacked and glued, he will turn it on a lathe to make the inside and the outside smooth. Anyone who experiences this piece for the first time will immediately notice the elegant curves and the dazzling precision. Another thing a person might notice is that the darker cubes of walnut seem to appear randomly among the lighter shades of maplewood. It takes a bit of imagination to fill in the blanks, but a symmetrical 6-petal floral design begins to emerge from the dark walnut cubes, consisting of parabolic curves of walnut cubes curving from the lower part of the bowl towards the upper, creating the floral motif. This bowl represents the artist's first exploration of his personal vision loss. He titled this bowl Vision Study Number 1 because he wanted to create a piece that represented what he sees. Parts of his own eyesight are missing, so he created a pattern for us that is incomplete. The APH InSights art program has been around since 1992, and the purpose of the contest is to create an exhibit and a competition for artists who happen to have a visual impairment. Every single artist who is represented in this exhibition has a significant visual impairment. They may be fully blind or they may be legally blind, which means that their eyesight is still extremely poor, that the government considers them blind. All of the artwork that has been contributed to this exhibit has been entered into the InSights art competition in past years. Every artist who is visually impaired and legally blind is invited to participate by contributing a work of art, which will be judged by a panel of jurors who are in the art field. Every year we choose roughly 36 pieces from 9 categories. Half of those categories are student categories and the other half are adult categories. If you'd like more information about the InSights Art Program, go to our website, insights-art.org, and it will give you not only information about the program and how to enter, but it'll also give you information on some of the past winners, as well as an exhibit of the current exhibition, all the winners for 2021. We are very thrilled to be able to have these pieces exhibited here at the Huntington Museum of Art. We have Braille available as well as large print if you would like information that is accessible that describes these pieces.